I have how much charge on my phone? Hopefully enough. Oh, I don't even know how you see it. We will see. We'll see how long I'm on here for. I hope everyone is well. I hope you can hear me. I think people are already on live, which is so exciting. Welcome to another Manifestations Musing number 12, I think it is. I was just live on TikTok this morning for like nearly an hour. So let's see. Beautiful. Money has dropped into my account. We love that. Let's see how this goes. Update me in the chat. How are you? Hello, Amina. How are you? Tell me how everything. Hello. Oh my God, I have people. This is exciting. What's been happening in your world? Do you have any questions? If not, I'm going to be rambling. Oh my God, we have all the lovely ladies on this morning. Happy Friday morning. As I'm drinking my Pepsi Max, what has been happening in everyone's world? Hello, Indigo. Oh my God, this is so exciting. I freaking, it's Thursday night here. See, time doesn't mean shit because I'm here in the future. Like, I'm literally in the future to you people. To anyone who's on the other side of the world, I am in the future. Hello, Bianca. Yay, we have more people. That's why, like, I love these lives because for free, I get to connect to people on the other side of the world. We get to stay plugged into these conversations about bigger, incredible, amazing things. What do I want to speak to in this live? I felt like I was speaking so much on TikTok this morning. Is there anything that clicks with you recently? One, I saw something push out very quickly, which kind of freaked me out, and I need to clean my thinking around it. I'm not worried about it, but I've been having recently these thoughts about the safety of people's accounts, okay? And I think a lot of people their ego definitely gets tied into numbers. So obviously you put in effort, hard work, manifestation, whatever, to build a platform. And if that platform is ever taken away from you, it can be really upsetting. And I was I thought about it for some reason. Don't know why, it just came into my mind. And then this morning, one of, my mentors, her Instagram account is like gone. It's completely gone. She had heaps and heaps of followers, and it's just been suspended or gone or whatever it is. And now I'm watching the journey of getting it back. She's not manifestation, she's more business. And I'm watching her get her platform back or continue to build. And I thought, wow, like how quickly that pushed out in my experience that I was able to see that. I need to fucking clean my thinking up and I need to not be marinating in that. But that also just reaffirmed to me of when you have very little resistance to things, how quickly you're going to experience stuff. It also, from a logical perspective, made me also realize that the 3D, it's lovely. All the bells and whistles, having platforms, having notoriety, having, so many people following you is incredible and it's amazing. But it's like, who are you being? So that's why like embodiment is always going to be king in my world, because you can create a new platform. You can continue to have impact when this is who you are. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like if you tie so much, of your self-concept and how you present yourself of like to numbers, to a certain platform, to just information and not embodiment. I like to think of it as sandcastles. That's interesting. Speak to me more about that. What do you mean about sandcastles? I just thought that was just an interesting, I'm still kind of processing it all because I was like, oh my God, this happened this morning to someone. Being is number one. Yeah, exactly. Embodiment is going to be king. And it also made me realize of like when shitty stuff, again, when circumstances unfold that aren't favorable, that doesn't mean you fucked anything up. This might be a catalyst for just something bigger. Like for something, you might not like the bridge of unfoldings. You might not like your bridge, okay? But stop thinking you've done something wrong. So there's duality in this. I want to speak to this. If a circumstance pops up that you don't like, yes, start thinking and analyzing your thinking and going like, okay, how has this materialized? Have I been marinating in something that I shouldn't have been marinating in? If that's not the case, if you're like, you know what, I actually haven't been thinking these thoughts, I know this is just a projection of old thinking, but in recent times, I've been pretty good with my mental diet. Okay, well, then this is just still conforming. This is literally still conforming. You haven't done anything wrong. I mean, you never do anything wrong, but you haven't done anything wrong. And then at the same time, if a circumstance does pop up, it's like, well, this is working out for me somehow. Somehow, my bridge of events, my bridge of unfolding, my bridge of incidents, whatever you want to call it, this is a catalyst for something greater. I might not like how the how is happening, but I know this is working out for me. I intend that makes sense. And that wasn't too rambly. Hey girl, love your videos and I want to manifest SP1 to come back and also have options. Is that greedy? No, you can do whatever you want to do in your reality. You literally can do it. If the version of you, Monica, is you have all your exes come back all ready to commit to you and you get to choose, then so be it. You get to decide. You get to decide. If you think it's greedy, if you think it's wrong, then it is. That's how powerful you are. I got coaching from you last week and I just want to say thank you so much. Every time I need to pick me up and listen to your voice notes, I feel like a lot of things have clicked for me since. Yay. That's what I love about Voxer, okay? What I love about Voxer is you have all my voice notes, all the text messages to re-listen to, so that if you didn't hear something in the moment, because depending on what state you're in, your brain might just like not process that information. For example, say if you're highly triggered, say you come into the coaching container, the coaching session, and you're kind of a little bit triggered, or maybe you're marinating in a victim version of yourself, things that I might be telling you or guiding you or speaking to you might not resonate, and it might require a few times that you listen to. So I'm so fucking happy for you. Oh, well done. The waves can come and break it down and you may have to rebuild it again and again. Oh, I understand what you mean by sandcastles now. That just made something click for me, lol. Thank you. You are so welcome. Well, I'm glad that's the case. That's what I love. It's like this community. That's why I want this to be like, I want people to be talking about manifestation, right? I think some creators are like, oh my God, there's so many people talking about manifestation. Fuck, I want everyone to be talking about manifestation. Obviously, I keep saying this, do your due diligence of like, you know what you're talking about. But like the more people who are conscious, this world is going to be a better place. So I'm all for more people coming into this community, you know? And it's just like, it's up to the viewer, the consumer, whoever, to just use discernment to be like, I vibe with what this person's saying, but I don't really vibe with this. Or you know what, I like her energy, I like this person's energy, but I don't really resonate with how they say things or they frame things. Like, you get to use discernment. I encourage you to use discernment to be like, I will accept this, I will reject this. See you later. I love that adopting the mentality that you can never do anything wrong when manifesting is so helpful. One of my favorite affirmations. Yes. You can never do anything wrong, ever, because it's happening through you. Like, your overarching mindset should be like, I can't fuck this up. Like, I literally can't fuck this up. This is all about me. This is a journey of self. So I can't fuck this up. This opportunity is not going anywhere. This person's not going anywhere. Like, nothing's going anywhere because we're all connected. We're all one consciousness. So whether it is right here in my physical reality or not, if I want it, I'm going to get it. And when you focus on you, who you be, who you are, the I am, whether the thing is here or whether it's not here is not going to faze you. Because you're like, well, I'm that version of me anyway, so the 3D has to catch up and conform. It's inevitable. Just like I was speaking about with the whole social media stuff. Like this person who lost their account, when that happened, because she knows that like the teaching, like the numbers, I can get back. I embody the teachings, I can just rebuild. This gives me an opportunity to double down even more on my process, who I am. This allows me to fucking start again, and like everything is always working out for you. So when it's about self, whatever happens in the 3D doesn't matter. You're not going to be fazed by it. And even if you are triggered, you have the tools in your toolkit to be like, okay, let me use breath work, meditation, EFT tapping, whatever it is, to calm the fuck down, to remember who I am. Thank you so much. What about like friends and family who don't want you to get back with your SP, but you still want to be with them? How would you handle that? One, logically speaking, I speak to adults here. Everything I talk about is adults. You're an adult. You get to decide what your life is and what you want to do. Even if this is from a logical perspective, even if people have something to say about it, it is your life. You get to decide what you want to do with it. Okay? The second thing is they're just reflecting your doubts. They're just reflecting the story you might have. So maybe you're thinking that friends and family aren't going to accept this old version of your specific person, but we're not manifesting an old version of them. We're manifesting a new version of them. So you want to look at the story you have about your person, the story about you have about your friends and family. People make mistakes, okay? So you want to start seeing your friends and family as being so accepting, so understanding, forgiving. They have your back, but they want what's best for you, but they trust you. Like, that's the story you want to start seeing things. So nothing is ever final. Only you get to decide when things are final. So from a logical, very practical perspective, you're an adult. You get to decide whatever the hell you want to be doing. They are going to conform, but start looking from a mindset perspective, the story you have about your family and friends. And I am just going to say this very, your safety is your number one priority. I'm just going to make that very clear. Every time I feel like I slip into the state of being a broke uni student, I remember what you told me and I tell myself, no, I'm a rich uni student. It has helped me so much. I've been going out more frequently instead of being at home and waiting for things to happen. I'm living in the moment, enjoying my life right now. Yay! That's what we want. It's like, who are you identifying as? Who are you deciding to be in this moment? So say you're materializing money. That doesn't mean that you have to be spending money left, right, and center, but it's realizing that I don't have to stay at home and not be doing anything. I can be utilizing my time, deciding who I am. There are so many different things that I could be doing with my time to up-level myself. I could be learning new things. And some people, let's be real, say they're broke, but they're not fucking broke. You've got money. You just keep identifying as broke. You're just in the habit, this is interesting. People are in the habit of saying they're broke so other people stop asking them for money. How about we just get better at saying no to people? How about we start saying, no, I don't want to spend my money on that? How about we just get more comfortable going, no, I don't really want to go out. I don't really want to spend my money on that. Rather than saying, you know what, I can't, I'm broke. Like, let's just get better and more comfortable with speaking our boundaries. How do I check I have no idea what my charging is going to be. So if I abruptly leave, it's because my phone has left, but I love you all. This is why inner fulfillment is so important. You can have something in the 3D and not be fulfilled. You cannot have something in the 3D. You cannot have something in 3D and be fulfilled. Focus on self. Yes, 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 yes. This is why, I love that. I vibe with that so hard. It is all you. It is all you. That's why people have a shit ton of money and don't feel happy and don't feel fulfilled. That's why people can have nothing and still know wow, I'm so grateful to be alive. There's so much working for me. I think when it comes to manifestation, obviously you want more and that's totally fine. But also because duality is a thing and they both exist, I think gratitude and being grateful for the fucking present moment that you have, the fact that you woke up this morning and many people didn't, is huge. You've been given another opportunity, whether that's from God, source, self, subconscious mind, whatever, to create and have another day here on earth. And I think that's very special and shouldn't be taken for granted. So yes, focus on self. Fulfillment. I love that. Focusing on self-concept is making it so much easier for me to manifest. I don't know why I'm still struggling with negative rumination spirals, even negative daydreaming. I'm still stuck on the victim negative self-concept part since I started this journey. Probably because it still feels familiar for you, honey, and you keep deciding to go back. So I would look at your stability. If you're going through regular spirals, it's like, okay, we need to make sure that your nervous system is regulated. Why are we what are we being triggered by in our reality? If you're waking up each morning and you're already heightened, your anxiety is quite high, then you want to be like, okay, I need to do some kind of grounding practice to calm myself down and get back to a neutral space. That's first and foremost. I would look at your routine. Are you looking after your physical being? Are you eating well? Are you drinking enough water? Are you sleeping enough? Are you spending all night, hours and hours and hours, scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on socials, consuming limiting beliefs right before you fall asleep? You then start having nightmares. Like, what's the cycle and the habit that you're in? From a very practical standpoint, because again, we don't want to make this journey harder than it needs to be. I don't want you thinking, I just don't want you making your life harder. So it's like, okay, let's look at that. Nervous system regulation, look after your physical being. And then simply you need to be brave enough to decide that's not you anymore. That's the old version of Amina. I don't spiral. I don't ruminate in old thoughts. I don't have to be perfect with this because I know that I manifest. Like, I know I'm good enough. The old version, like that doubt, that's not me anymore. And keep returning back to that. You also said, there's something you said in regards to since I started this journey. So I don't know whether there's part of you going, it's been a month, it's been 2 months, 6 months, and I'm still thinking like this. Like, is there a story around that you're playing? Because that needs to go too. Like, are you going like, oh my God, like I've been doing this for so long and I still haven't been able to see how that's an affirmation that you keep affirming to yourself? And I'm guessing here. Yes, how do you know that I wake up with anxious feelings? Because we're all connected. That is why. That is why. Because we're all connected. Thought transmission is a thing. So, what are you doing right before bed? Especially when you're in that drowsy state. What are you doing right before bed? Consuming limiting beliefs on TikTok, Instagram, socials right before you fall asleep is not a healthy practice to be doing if you can't access discernment and be like, can't relate. Like, why would you want to be impressing your subconscious mind with that right before you fall asleep? You don't want to be doing that. You want to make sure you're having a good, restful sleep. And then if you do wake up anxious in the morning, start doing some kind of nervous system regulation, lovely. And start deciding, you know what, today's going to be a great day. Today, I choose that I'm going to be stable, secure, I'm going to feel confident. I don't need to feel anxious. Why do I need to feel anxious when I know I'm always in control? I don't need to be scared about anything. I don't need to be anxious. I know I'm not intimidated by circumstances. There is never a problem because I'm always the solution. So I don't need to be anxious about shit. That's the kind of self-talk you want to be saying to yourself. Theory, hello. My SP said he's manifesting me not talking nonsense all the time. Okay, because I always ask so many questions to him. I don't like him knowing about manifesting because I'm manifesting him. He can't manifest in your reality. So whatever he says, okay, sweetie, oh, no worries, no worries. You know what? I'm deciding that you're the version who you will answer 1,000 questions. You will love me if I'm a fucking worm. I don't know. You know, all the silly things that you hear. You love how many questions I ask. I will say, to your point, what questions are you asking? Okay? I hope you're not asking, do you love me? Do you still want to do this? Like, I hope you're not asking any of those questions. They're the questions that I'm not allowing you to be asking. Where's this going? Do you still want to be together? No. Do you still love me? Don't be asking. I hope you're not asking those questions. I definitely think gratitude helps with manifestation because it allows you to realize the progress that you've had. So for example, very logical example, when you are, let's go logic. When you are on a weight loss journey, you are constantly seeing yourself in the mirror every single day. So those tiny bits of changes in your body, you're not going to be able to pick up on it unless you start doing progress photos. You're not going to see it in the mirror until other people tell you, or you take progress photos, you take measurements. So gratitude for me allows me to realize and take a step back and go, oh my God, there was an old version of Selena who would have killed to be in this position right now. She would have loved the fact that she's working from home. She's not getting up at 4 a.m. for a job. She has such soulmate clients that she gets to be with every single day, like really focusing on the fact that I literally can be talking and having this amazing conversation and I'm sat in my pajama pants. Like the gratitude around that, I think is really important because it allows you to realize how far you've come. And fulfillment piece, like Indigo was talking about. Yes, nervous system regulation, Wim Hof Breathwork, awesome, 10 minutes. Listening to, what is it called? What are they called? It slipped my mind. The meditation, the beta, theta states, what's that called? Totally gone off my head when that word comes back. Like that kind of frequency, listening to frequency. Totally lost it in my mind. But listening to that frequency and closing your eyes and just taking deep breaths, even just setting a timer on your phone for 2 minutes and literally closing your eyes and taking deep breaths, that can be, what is it called though, the frequencies? Like it has a name. I've totally, binaural beats. Thank you so much. That is it. Yes. Listening to binaural beats and like closing your eyes and just listening to the sound and just breathing. So good. Remember, this journey is not about not being triggered. You are human. You are going to have your moments. But it's about how can I get back to feeling calm and neutral and just myself as quickly as possible and being able to stay in that space as much as possible. And just knowing that no matter how I'm feeling, you could be in the lowest of lows and still be confident to be like, no, I know that I can get back to feeling myself. I don't need to be scared about anything because I know I can handle these feelings. These feelings are just fleeting. They will go. I have the tools in my toolkit to be able to calm the fuck down, to be able to bring myself up to a better feeling state, if that's the case. Like, I don't need to be scared. And that requires self-trust and requires you to back yourself. I really would love to know, how do I freaking check? Oh, here we go. 15%. Does it disappear when I swing it down, when I bring my thing down? Please let me know. Heavy on the focusing on limiting beliefs and manifesting my ex. And until recently, I used to spend time on Insta looking at reels, reinforcing old stories that we weren't together, saw no movement. Yeah, exactly. Because every time you're checking, every time you're focusing on time, every time you're deciding to partake in behavior that the old version of you would be doing, you're going back to that decision of like, oh, we're not together. I don't have the money. I'm still manifesting this. It's like, well, the behavior of checking, of marinating and limiting beliefs, that wouldn't be a thing in the reality, the version of you where you have your thing, where you're in the relationship, where you have the money. You wouldn't be doing that. Let's use a relationship, for example. When you're in the most fulfilling, loving relationship with your person, you wouldn't be stalking their social media. You wouldn't be seeing if they were checking your socials. You wouldn't be looking at your stories to see if they've looked at it. You wouldn't be obsessed about whether they messaged you or not. You're like, well, he's going to call me. She's going to call me on their lunch break. I'm going to see them at home. Like, that wouldn't even come into your mind. So if you're partaking in that kind of behavior, you need to cut it. Because every time you go back to it, you're making a decision that to be old self over and over and over again. And it becomes like almost automatic, where you start to, because it's a habit and you're getting in that like, what's it called? Like reward loop or behavioral loop or whatever it is, where you get that reward. So like you go and check, and you're checking because of the state you're in. You're feeling anxious, you're marinating in shitty thoughts. You go and check. Therefore, you're deciding to be old self again. You're finding evidence to support the fact how you're feeling, how you're thinking. Oh my God, let's stalk their socials and let me find evidence to prove that I am a victim, that I am not chosen. It could be so innocent, and you've interpreted it to mean that you can't get what you want. So no, no, no. Dopamine fix, exactly. And then you'll get that dopamine fix, that reward, because you continue to do that. Every time you do that behavior, like that loop, you're looking for something, you're anxious, you're trying to find shit. And even if when you find something, whether it's good or bad, even if it feels shit, you're still in that habit of being like, yeah, see, I told you, I found something. You're always going to find something if you look hard enough. But the thing is, it's like, depending on what state of mind you're in, depending on the state of being you're in, you're only going to find things to support the state that you're in. So start becoming bloody Sherlock Holmes, finding evidence that supports the fact that what you're doing is working, that everything is working out for you. Condition yourself, get into the habit of like, no, this is always working out for me. This is always working out for me, right? I'm going to be the detective to find evidence to support the fact that this is working out for me. And then eventually, hopefully, you then shift into a version of you where you don't have to be checking anything. You just know into being. You're just like, I don't need to look for shit. Like, I know that this is working out for me. I don't need to find evidence to support that anything is working out for me. I'm convicted. Like, I stand in my conviction of this decision that this is who I am. This is literally who I am. I know my name's Selena. I know I have a sister. I know I have a mum and dad. I know I'm a daughter. I'm a sister. I know blah, blah, blah. And just like I know all of those things, I know that I'm a great manifester. I know I always get what I want. I know this is always working out for me. Even if it doesn't look like it is. Illusion. That's the attitude and the mindset you want to be in. Ooh, right. Okay. Yes, I have heard that before. Pygmalion effect. So that's the thing with manifestation. You can make this as logical, as practical. You can delve into psychology because it's all belief and identity work if you want to. Or you can do this spiritual law, super woo-woo, like big thinking. However you want to see things. I like to be in the middle, and I like to get a bit of both. Just decide this is working for you. Yeah, you always find evidence of what you're looking for. Whatever the thing, I'm going to look for evidence to support the fact that I'm a victim. You'll find it. I'm going to look for evidence to support the fact that this is working for me. You will find it. Your mind, okay, here's the thing. A circumstance will pop up. So say, let's do this. You haven't heard from your specific person. Your mind is going to create a story as to why you haven't heard from your specific person. You're going to create a story. So you may as well create a story that works in your favor. And then better yet, if you can not even give it a reason as to why you're experiencing silence or no contact, when no contact is not a thing, but you haven't heard from them, don't even give it a reason. It's just like, well, I know that I'm going to hear from them, so I'm not even fazed by it. Like, I know they're going to reach out. Okay, 10% battery. All right, a few more minutes and then I'm going to love you and leave you. While doing general affirmations, I found that when I've done money affirmations, I've been able to focus and saw movement and manifested $200 more in your bank account. Yay! We love that. Of course you did. Well done. Subliminals. Have I covered subliminals? I personally don't use subliminals. I might dabble in using night tapes here and there, my own voice, but I go on and off it. Sometimes I crave it. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, let's do this. But again, techniques don't manifest, you manifest. You're the manifesting powerhouse here. So whether you believe something's going to work or not, that's why it's going to work, because you say it's going to work. It's through the repetition of doing the same thing over and over again as well. So if you're like, yeah, this is going to impress on my subconscious mind, listening to night tapes overnight, great. But you don't have to do that to manifest. You can make this as simple as possible and just keep returning to your decision that, no, I'm the version of me who I'm going to get what I want, or I have what I want. You can do it as a decision. You can affirm in 5-10 minute intervals. You can do scripting. You can do inner conversations, whatever process you want to do that feels good. You can be future thinking and visualizing. You can be planning, creating Pinterest boards for all the gifts that you're going to have at Christmas from your SP. the outfits you're going to wear. You can be thinking about the holidays you're going to go on, what you're going to spend and plan with the money that's coming in. Like whatever process you want to do to be able to shift you into the state of having, get you into that 4D, into imagination, do it. Do it. There is no wrong or right way to be manifesting. It's simply a decision. But are you brave enough to continue to remain in that decision regardless of what is being shown to you? That is the thing that people like need help with. It's like there's so much information of how you can manifest, which is amazing and is incredible. But again, it requires you to use discernment to be like, cool, I accept that. I vibe with that. No, I don't really like that. So you have to, as the viewer, the consumer, be like, all right, I'm going to accept this. I'm not going to accept this. You get to decide that. Again, you're God. In your reality, you're God. You accept that. But there's so much information. What was I going to say? I've lost my train of thought now. There's so much information. Use discernment. But what people need help with is continuing to stay with that decision. That's what people need help with. It's the bravery, the courage piece. It's most people don't talk about manifestation in their normal life. So majority of the day, they're very much in logical 3D land. And when you are on this journey of self where you want more than what you're currently experiencing, sometimes you might feel like, is this a thing? Is manifestation a thing? That's why I love going live. That's why I love my membership. That's why I love my YouTube videos and on TikTok and Instagram, because I want people to keep being plugged into a space where it's like, no, this is a thing. This works. Like, let's surround yourself with like-minded people. It's important because you're normalizing certain conversations. Think about it. If like you have a group of friends where all you do is gossip and all you do is talk about limiting beliefs all the fucking time, every time you see one another, that becomes the normal. That becomes, even if you're not someone who gossips naturally, if you continue to surround yourself with people doing that all the time, in order to feel accepted into that group, you're going to partake in that behavior. It's going to normalize. So like, be careful what you normalize in your world. Yes. I am going to love you and leave you because I know my phone's going to die and I need to go eat some food because I haven't eaten all morning yet. I've had a tea and I've had a Pepsi Max, which is naughty, and I need to go and eat some food. I will see you in my next live. I will see you on TikTok for my lives. I will see you in my next YouTube video. Thank you so much once again for co-creating this space, being active in the chat and just giving me your attention and energy. I don't take that for granted at all. I'm very grateful. I hope you have a lovely day as well, Amina. Thank you so much. And I'll speak to you soon. Remember, you're in charge. Your reality, your rules. You've got this. Don't waste your weekend. That's the last thing I'm going to say. Enjoy your weekend. Don't waste it being indoors sad. You're getting your manifestation. Bye, guys.